office, there's nobody
There's
here.
there's a lot.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Gahanna City Hall for a very special evening here as we welcome and swear in 4 new at-large council members. So for our agenda this evening, we actually will begin with the administration of oath of office. I see all of our newly incoming council members are sitting in the audience, so I will call you up one by one along with the individual who will be swearing you in. Ask that you stand in front of the podium where the oath of office will be administered. Then you can take some pictures for that photo opportunity that everybody looks forward to, and then come up and take your seat at the dais. So first, we will begin with Stephen Renner, Council Ward 1, who I believe is being sworn in by our city attorney, Mr. Ray Malarski.
Mr. Renner has been elected 4 times as a city councilman. And this being his 4th time, he got this down pretty good, so it's pretty easy for me. So, Stephen, would you please repeat after me? I, Stephen Renner,
I, Stephen Renner,
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America.
I
Solemnly swear
will solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America
the Constitution and statutes of the state of Ohio
and the Constitution and statutes of the state of Ohio
and the charter and ordinances of the city of Gahanna,
and the charter and ordinances of the city of Gahanna,
and I will faithfully,
honestly,
and impartially discharge the duties
and impartially discharge those duties
of city council member for the
As-
city of Gahanna.
as city council member for the city of Gahanna.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you.
Picture? Good for a photo. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to invite Michael Schnetzer, Council Ward 2, along with Chief Jeff Spence, who will be administering the oath of office.
Mr. Schnetzer is Ward 2. I'd ask you to raise your right hand, please, and repeat after me. I, Michael Schnetzer,
I, Michael Schnetzer,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution
that I will support and defend the Constitution
and laws of the United States of America,
and laws of the United States of America,
the Constitution and statutes
the Constitution and statutes
of the state of Ohio,
of the state of Ohio,
and the charter and ordinances
and the charter and ordinances
of the city of Gahanna,
of the city of Gahanna,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and impartially discharge the duties
impartially discharge the duties
as city council member for the city of Gahanna,
as city council member of the city of Gahanna,
to which I have been appointed.
to which I have been appointed.
So,
So help me God.
congratulations.
All right, next I would like to invite up Kaylee Padova, our Council Ward 3 representative, who is being sworn in by Burl Picolantonio. It's cuteness factors tonight.
Your right hand. I, Kaylee Padova,
I, Kaylee Padova,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution and laws of the United States of America,
the Constitution and laws of the United States of America,
the Constitution and statutes of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution and statutes of the State of Ohio,
and the Charter and ordinances
and the Charter and ordinances
of the City of Gahanna,
of the City of Gahanna,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
honestly, and impartially
honestly, and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
as a City Council member
as a City Council member
for the City of Gahanna,
for the City of Gahanna,
to which I have been appointed.
to which I have been appointed.
So help me God.
So help me God.
And finally, I'd like to call up Trenton Weaver, Council Ward 4 representative, who will receive the oath of office from Evan Ecos.
Ready? If you raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Trenton I. Weaver, do solemnly swear
I, Trenton I. Weaver, do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution
that I will support and defend the Constitution
and the laws of the United States of America,
and the laws of the United States of America,
the Constitution and statutes of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution and statutes of the State of Ohio,
the Charter and ordinances of the City of Gahanna,
the Charter and ordinances of the City of Gahanna,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and impartially discharge the duties
and impartially discharge the duties
as a council member of the City of Gahanna,
as a council member of the City of Gahanna,
to which I have been elected.
to which I have been elected.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Councilman.
Okay. Madam Clerk, you ready? I'm so excited for this part. The last time I did that, I scared everyone. So I officially call to order the January 5th, 2022 organizational meeting of Gahanna City Council. Please rise for the invocation. I'd like to invite Councilwoman Karen Angelo to administer the invocation, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Heavenly Father, as we begin the year 2022, we ask that you be with us this evening as we swear in our two new ward representatives, Trent Weaver in Ward 4, Kaylee Padova in Ward 3, and our two returning representatives, Michael Schnetzer in Ward 2 and Stephen Renner in 1, to the Gahanna City Council. We ask you to help all 7 of us on council to meet the Gahanna vision, to be an innovative model community that values its rich heritage, pursues high values, and promotes the respect among its citizens. We also ask you to help all 7 of us council to meet the Gahanna mission, to ensure an exceptional quality of life by providing comprehensive services, financial stability, and well-planned development, which preserves the natural environment, in order that city government will continue to be responsive, accessible, and accountable to our diverse and growing community of citizens. Please be with our community as we fight the 2-year pandemic. Help our great city of Gahanna and workers to be filled with kindness, love, and friendship as our community continues to thrive. We ask in your name to protect our citizens, children, and first responders. We ask you to keep us safe and bless those that risk their lives to save others. In your name, amen.
Councilwoman McGregor, would you please administer the pledge?
Pledge of allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, please call a roll.
Angelou,
Here.
Bowers, here. McGregor, here. Padova,
Here.
Renner,
Yeah, here.
Schnetzer,
Here.
and Weaver.
Here.
All right, our first item on the agenda is election of President of Council. At this time, I will open the floor to nominations for President. Are there any nominations?
Madam Mayor, I'd like to nominate Stephen Renner as President of Council.
We have a nomination from Councilwoman McGregor for Stephen Renner as President of Council. Are there any other nominations? Does the nominee, Mr. Renner, accept that nomination?
I do, Mayor. Thank you.
So receiving no further nominations, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Second.
Oh, do we need a second? No, we discussed this earlier. Do we need
we
a
don't?
second?
Maybe we
For a nomination.
Councilman Schnetzer seconded.
McGregor,
Yes.
Schnetzer,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Padova,
Yes.
Renner,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Angelou.
Yes.
Motion passes. Congratulations, President Renner.
Thank you very much. Next order of business is, do I have a motion for Vice President?
Mr. President, I'd like to nominate Councilwoman Marissa Bowers for Vice President of Gahanna City Council.
Thank you. I have a first. Are there any other candidates? Do I have a second for Marissa Bowers for Vice President?
Second.
First by Mr. Schnetzer, a second by Ms. Angelou. Any discussion? Crystal, please call the roll.
Schnetzer,
Yes.
Angelou,
Yes.
McGregor,
Yes.
Padova,
Yes.
Renner,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Bowers.
Yes.
Thank you. Congratulations, Marissa Bowers. I don't have an agenda. Okay, thank you. We're now to item E, assignments of committees by myself. Committee assignments are as follows. The Finance Committee is going to be chaired by Councilman Mike Schnetzer.
Thank you, sir.
Our CIC members, appointed members, will be myself and Councilman Trenton Weaver. MORPC, we have two different. The MORPC Executive Committee, I would like to ask Karen Angelou to come back and serve us in that role. And then MORPC Technical, I would like to ask Trenton Weaver. This is a non-voting position, but I would like to ask Trenton to familiarize himself with MORPC and ask Karen to please take him under your wing and teach him everything.
He's under
you
my
do.
wing now. Otterbein, but it's okay.
And so it begins.
And so it begins, I know. Is this the point where I say I'm a graduate of Otterbein as well? All right, moving on. Our school board liaison will be Councilwoman Marissa Bowers. Convention and Visitors Bureau will be Councilwoman Kaylee Padova. And Incentive Advisory Board will be Councilwoman Marissa Bowers and Councilman Michael Snetzer. And then the Volunteer Police Officers Dependents Fund will be Councilwoman Nancy McGregor and myself. I did not get my computer up, so bear with me. Okay, item F, council appointments to boards and commissions. We have 8 motion resolutions on before us for appointing for various boards and commissions. Instead of reading through them, I'm wondering if I may have a motion to adopt all 8 of these.
Mr. President, I'll move to introduce and adopt the items under Section F.
I have a first by Councilman Michael Snetzer for adopting those 8 motions under F. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. I have a second by Councilwoman Marissa Bowers. Any discussion? Okay.
Mr. Renner, just for the record, there are 11 names listed under there. I think the page, you didn't scroll down enough.
I
just wanted to
apologize.
note
Thank
that.
you for stating that for the record. There are 11 items under F for the motion. Thank you. Crystal, will you please call the roll?
Schnetzer?
Yes.
Bowers? Yes. Padova?
Yes.
Renner?
Yes.
Weaver?
Yes.
Angelou?
Yes.
McGregor?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. Next duty is item G is the mayor appointments to boards and commissions. Madam Mayor.
Yes, thank you. With regard to the Civil Service Commission appointment, I am not yet prepared this evening to announce that. However, I will share that with the council by the end of the week. But moving on, for the Community Reinvestment Area Housing Council Seat 1, I am appointing John Hicks, who has previously been serving on that council and will continue in that role. For the same organization, Community Reinvestment Area Housing Council Seat 2, I am appointing Haina Patel, a resident of Ward 4, who currently serves as a CPA for J.P. Morgan Chase. For Parks and Recreation Board, Seat 5, I'm appointing Jan Ross, another reappointment, who has been serving on that board this year as chair and has been doing an excellent job. I'm looking forward to her continuing in that role. Parks and Recreation Board, Seat 6, also returning for another term would be Ken Shepard. Again, welcoming him back to the great board that he's been serving. Planning Commission, Seat 6, is Michael Greenberg, who is being reappointed. Michael recently served as chair of Planning Commission, did a fantastic job for that organization, and look forward to him continuing to serve on that commission. Community Improvement Corporation, Seat 5, appointing Jeff Kessler of Heartland Bank. Community Improvement Corporation, Seat 6, Jodell Carter. Both of those are reappointments to CIC as well. That organization is doing some great work. We look forward to sharing that with the community going forward, and keeping that group intact to continue the good work is a great thing for the city. And I think the last thing then would be the motion for council to affirm those last 2 appointments to CIC.
Thank you. Yes, so do I have a motion to confirm the mayor appointments, both Mr. Kessler and Ms. Carter?
So moved, Mr. President.
I have a first by Michael Snetzer. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman McGregor. Any discussion? Crystal, please call the roll.
Schnetzer?
Yes.
McGregor?
Yes.
Renner?
Yes.
Weaver?
Yes.
Angelou?
Yes.
Bowers? Yes. Padova?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes. Item H, establish the time and day of regular council meetings and committee meetings. So just on your agenda, regular council meetings will still be held at 7 p.m. on the first and third Mondays of the month, unless a holiday falls on Monday when City Hall is closed, then we'll be on a Tuesday. We have a Tuesday meeting coming up in observance of Martin Luther King Day. Committee meetings will be held at 7 p.m. on the second and fourth Mondays of the month, unless a holiday on a Monday when City Hall is closed, and then on the Tuesday following. Item I, establish organizational meetings for 2022. I'm just having a hard time getting adjusted to that date. The Property Appeals Board will be Wednesday, January 5th at 6:30. Civil Service Commission will begin on Tuesday, January 11th at 6:30. Landscape Board will meet Wednesday, January 12th at 6 p.m. Planning Commission, Wednesday, January 12th at 7 p.m. Parks and Recreation Board, Wednesday, January 12th at 7:15 p.m. Interesting time. Board of Zoning and Building Appeals, Thursday, January 20th at 6:30 p.m. And our Records Commission, Tuesday, January 25th at 4 p.m. Item J, do I have a motion to adjourn our organizational meeting?
So moved.
Second.
First by Mr. Snetzer, a second by Councilwoman Angelou. Any discussion? Crystal, can you please call the vote?
McGregor,
Yes.
Padova,
Yes.
Renner,
Yes.
Bowers. Yes. Angelou,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Schnetzer.
Yes.
All right, we adjourned our organizational meeting, and we'll go right into our regular meeting. Call the order of the regular meeting. We don't have to do attendance since we already, okay, got it. Item B, additions or corrections to the agenda. Do we have any additions or corrections?
Mr. President, I'd like to postpone resolution, I believe it's 1-2022 to a later date so that council and the administration can work with the family so they can be present for to receive the resolution.
So I have a first motion to postpone the date certain of Resolution 1, 2022. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Snetzer. Any discussion? Okay, Crystal, let's call the roll, please.
Weaver,
Yes.
Schnetzer,
Yes.
Angelou,
Yes.
Bowers. Yes. McGregor,
Yes.
Padova,
Yes.
Renner.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Weaver. Item F, correspondence and actions. Madam Clerk, do we have any correspondence and actions?
I'm sorry,
I
which section are you on?
Yes, I blazed through. So I apologize. Let me back up. Item C, do we have any hearing of visitors?
We have no speaker slips this evening.
Okay, thank you. Item D, consent agenda. We have one ordinance on the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to accept or approve our consent agenda?
So moved.
I have a first by Mr. Snetzer. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Bowers. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Schnetzer,
Yes.
Bowers. Yes. Angelou,
Yes.
McGregor,
Yes.
Padova,
Yes.
Renner,
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Now back to item F, correspondence of actions. Madam Clerk, do we have any correspondence and actions?
I have nothing this evening.
Okay, what about my council colleagues? Anything? All right, moving along. Item G, representatives. Do we have any report from the CIC as of yet? There is no. These, so we already announced who is going to be the representatives on CIC, MORPC, Convention Visitors Bureau, and School Board. These are items that are normally on our agenda, and now that we have representatives, we'll have reports bi-weekly. Item H, official reports. Madam Mayor.
Yes, thank you. First of all, welcome to all the family and friends and residents that are in attendance this evening. It's wonderful after 2 years to see council chambers filled again with people here to celebrate what is a wonderful occasion. Certainly, the democracy that we share in this country and having the right to vote for your elected representatives is a great one. And I would like to welcome and to congratulate Councilman Schnetzer, Renner, Weaver, and Councilwoman Padova on assuming this very great and tremendous responsibility to the city of Gahanna. I look forward to working with you this coming year and for continuing the work that we've started over the last 2 years. It really is a sacrifice in serving your community. It's time away from your families. As we all know, resident concerns do not only happen between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. They happen every day of the week at all hours of the day, and your willingness to serve the community is a great one. Like every local government, we have some tough tasks ahead of us as we work to lay the path for Gahanna's future. There is more that binds us together that separates us, and I look forward to seeing what we can accomplish together through our collaborative efforts over the next several years. We will be hitting the ground running in 2022. Just a fair warning for the directors and staff who are in attendance. It's same old for you guys. That's kind of where we finished with 2021. It was a very busy year. And in the coming year, I truly believe that our resources will be focused on 3 main categories: rebuilding, reinforcing, and reimagining. For rebuilding, we've discussed that at length over the last 2 years, and quite frankly, it's not going to change anytime soon. We've been working aggressively to catch up on deferred projects, but it's going to take a while to do that. There's much work to be done. 2022 will see another significant investment in our street program, investment in a new sidewalk maintenance program, which I'm sure you've all heard about because I've seen you sitting out in the audience listening, and many other capital projects that were recently approved for funding by our council. Those projects will catch us up and move us forward at the same time. For reinforcing, we've already seen what can be accomplished when we work together. In 2020, we launched the CORA in partnership with the Creekside District Alliance. We worked with Mifflin Township this year to open a brand new communications center that will indeed be a regional communications base for the whole Northeast region of the Columbus region. We partnered with the City of New Albany in a first-of-its-kind court collaboration, joining forces on Mayor's Court, which will improve customer service and economize resources for both cities. And in the coming year, we look forward to continuing our work with organizations such as One Columbus, ODOT, the Ohio Department of Development, our friends at Morpsey, to bring much-needed jobs to our city and to seek outside funding for related infrastructure projects that will help to ease the burden for our own city budget and our own taxpayers. Finally, for reimagining, at this point in our city's history, after the passage of Issue 12, and after sustaining operations through nearly 2 years of the COVID pandemic, we are in a position where we have to reevaluate and refresh where we are headed. Moving forward without having a full understanding of what our community needs and how those factors of the COVID pandemic and Issue 12 have impacted us would be a mistake if we did not fully analyze that. So 2022 will see the finalization of an overall redevelopment plan for the Creekside District, a refresh of the Parks and Recreation Master Plan that was done in 2015, this time to include the capital needs of that department as well, and development of the city's first ever long-term capital improvement plan, all of which will refresh and reimagine and update the goals that we have as a city and how we together will achieve those. All of these initiatives are going to take much collaboration between the administration and council, as well as with our community, as we will be seeking their input as well for many projects over the next 12 months. As I said at the outset, there's much work to be done in 2022, but that's why we are here, isn't it? It's here because we want to get work done for the city of Gahanna, and we want to do it together. So I'm looking forward to working alongside each and every one of you as we make sure that we do the right thing for the right reasons at the right time for residents and our community both today and tomorrow. So welcome aboard. I look forward to 2022.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Mr. City Attorney, any official report?
Well, thank you. First, I too would like to welcome the council members, Renner and Schnetzer, who have been reelected, and for Ms. Padova, Mr. Weaver, for your first time. We sincerely appreciate you stepping forward and giving to this community service and helping out. It's a job that you mainly hear complaints, don't hear a lot of compliments, and you have to really want this job to be able to come back and do it. And we thank you. We really appreciate it. I also would like to mention that I have one person to appoint in all the commissions, and that's for the Community Redevelopment Corporation. And I have appointed Michael Greenberg to that position. And finally, earlier today, I had sent you my report, the city attorney's report that's due for today. Basically, it lays forth what has happened with all the cases throughout the year. If anyone has any questions, I'm going to assume it somewhat speaks for itself unless there's any questions. If anyone has any questions on that, I'm more than happy to answer them at this time.
Thank you, Ray. Any questions? Okay. Wonderful. Item I, council comment. Ms. Angelou.
Well, you know, I'd like to say a few things. It's really wonderful to have some new people on council, and congratulate you and our two people that are coming back after having already done this job. I've done this job a very long time, and I think it's really important to know that this is not partisan politics. What this is rubber meets the road. And what we're trying to do is be with our neighbors and do the things right for our neighbors. And so the real thing here is it doesn't really matter who does it, it doesn't matter who gets the credit, because we're all working together. And I do hope that we can all work together. We are 7 individuals, and we have a lot of things to do. And if we can't work together, it just is not fun. And I want you to know this can be a whole lot of fun, and it can be sometimes not so much fun. But I know that it's going to be hardworking. And what I'd like to say is for our two people here as president and vice president, that's not a really easy job to do, number one. I had the honor to do this, to be the vice president 6 times and the president 5 times in my 32 years of process here. And it's a good feeling to do it, but you have to, again, remember, it takes all of us to be able to collaborate correctly. So I wish you all the best in what you're going to be doing this next year. And I want to tell all the people that were elected, I'm so happy that you're here, because I know we're going to have a good time, and we're going to do so much for those people that are sitting out there. Those are the people that count, your neighbors. And everybody here, we have 36,000 about people that are neighbors to us. So we want to make sure that we're doing things right. So, and you just can't go out and do it by yourself. So good luck to you, all new ones, to us old timers. Good luck to us as well, to the mayor, and our great person right here, sits here and does whole lot of work for us, and we are excited. I'm just thrilled to have her as our clerk. So with that, Happy New Year to you all. Thank you all for coming today, and I'm sure you're very proud of these people that have just come up here for the first time. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Angelou. Mrs. McGregor.
Just want to say Happy New Year to everyone, and welcome to Trenton and Kaylee, and welcome back to Michael and Stephen, and looking forward to working with you and having a great year.
Thank you. Mr. Weaver.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'll do my best to be brief. This evening, I would like to offer my heartfelt thanks to this wonderful community for putting its trust in me. I think I speak for all of us up here when I say I hope to serve Gahanna well. And while I would generally never presume to speak for my colleagues, I believe I can when I say that none of us would be here this evening without the support of our spouses and families. I especially want to thank my wonderful wife, Aileen, my parents, Don and Mybrit, and my siblings, in-laws, and extended family for loving me and for always having my back and supporting me. I certainly want to offer my thanks to the many volunteers who believed in me and for the voters who pulled the proverbial lever to entrust this position to me. As many of you know, Gahanna is my hometown. I was born and raised in Ward 4, and I am so grateful that Aileen and I chose to make this our home as well, to lay down roots and where we hope to raise our own family. While I ran because I believe in the city's duty to safeguard our finances, to improve the city's infrastructure, and to invest in our family's future, and these are important priorities before council and the city, I ran because I want to ensure this community continues to offer the same opportunities that I was afforded growing up right here. I believe we all have a duty to give back to our communities, and I believe Gahanna truly embodies the spirit of giving. We saw this throughout the Give to Gahanna campaign as residents donated to support our wonderful nonprofit community and the work they do. Giving back and serving others can be accomplished through donating your time, your talent, or your treasure, as the saying goes. We all have a gift to give, and we are a community of neighbors helping neighbors, neighbors who look after one another. So I want to thank everyone who submitted applications to serve on our city's boards and commissions. So much of the city's important work goes through these entities, and that work all too often goes unnoticed and unsung. So thank you for putting your names forward and for your willingness to be of service to our community and our neighbors. I look forward to the work this council and the administration will undertake, and I look forward to working with my new colleagues on council, City Attorney Malarski, Mayor Jadwin, and our fantastic city staff to ensure Gahanna continues to be the amazing community we all love and that we call home. I'd like to congratulate Mr. Renner, Mr. Schnetzer, and Ms. Padova on their elections to council, and I want to congratulate Mr. Renner and Ms. Bowers on their elections as president and vice president of council, respectively. Again, I want to thank this incredible community, my hometown, for their trust and support. I look forward to the journey ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Weaver. Ms. Padova.
Thank you. I'm honored to be sitting here tonight. While knocking doors, I met a lot of residents who care deeply about the well-being of our great city of Gahanna. I hope to represent them well over the next 4 years. I'm grateful for all the support I received that put me into this position, most notably my husband and little Geneva for letting me give so much time to being here. Likewise, I hope that those who didn't support me will continue to stay in contact and so we can identify similar interests and work together to improve our city. At the end of the day, we all want to see Gahanna be successful, even if we have different ways of getting there. I welcome opinions that differ from my own. I am not here to be right, I'm here to get it right, and I look forward to meeting more residents and serving my city over the next 4 years with my colleagues here and this administration. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Padova. Mr. Schnetzer.
Thank you, Mr. President. I can see I'm in the unenviable position to continue to go last here towards the end. It's always difficult to follow up with such well-thought-out words. But nonetheless, just want to wish everybody a Happy New Year. It is good to be back after a somewhat lengthy break here through the holidays. Hope everybody enjoyed their time away with friends and family. Madam Mayor, I'm happy to hear that you have an ambitious agenda for 2022. Really looking forward to that. I heard several folks say that this is a bit of a thankless job. Personally, I wouldn't rather have it any other way. As someone that's not overly comfortable with a lot of praise and things like that, I'd rather just put my head down and do the work, and Lord knows there's plenty of it to be done. So to the newest members of council, Mr. Weaver, Mrs. Padova, welcome aboard, and looking forward to working with both of you. If I can in any way be of any service in helping get up the curve, I've been there before. I know it's a challenge. You give me a ring, send me an email if you want to get together personally and sit down and go over some things, I'd be happy to help. Like I said, I've been there before. And then to all members of council, again, respect every one of you very deeply and just looking forward to getting some significant work done in 2022. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Schnetzer. Mrs. Bowers.
Thank you. Well, a new year gives us the opportunity to reflect on a universally recognized measurement of time and to really take into account what happened over the last 12 months and what we hope to accomplish over the next 12 months. As we begin a new chapter, I think with all my colleagues, we hope to build on the assets and advantages that we here in Gahanna have while continuing to reevaluate what we have done and how to improve on it. Thank you to my colleagues for entrusting me with a leadership role this year. I look forward to serving well and building on the service that I've seen Councilwoman McGregor provide over the last 2 years and other council members in years prior. I will work hard to use the opportunity working towards our shared values and to build on the history of Gahanna while looking to its future. I also wanted to welcome and thank our new board and commission members. I echo Mr. Weaver's sentiments that your willingness to serve this community is a very important part of our civic fabric and our local democracy. Again, welcome and thank you. And we encourage those who wish to be more involved in the city to continue to look for application opportunities as board and commission positions continue to be made available. To my brand new colleagues, Councilwoman Padova and Councilmember Weaver, I look forward to learning from you. I look forward to supporting you, and I look forward to the exchange of ideas that I'm sure will occur with your addition to council. Thank you for being here. To all council members, to all of my colleagues, we have a new chapter to write together. And with the critical work of our city employees and Mayor Jadwin and City Attorney Malarski, I look forward to the reimagining and the aggressive goals to move our city forward that Mayor Jadwin has identified. Council President, I look forward to serving with you and hope to be a good partner to you.
Thank you, Ms. Bowers. I don't have any prepared statement, but I definitely want to go through some of the lists that the thank yous. You'd think after doing this for so many years that I would be, maybe I grow accustomed, but on this day, when you take the oath of office again, it's a very powerful thing and it's a sacred thing. And as I was talking to Ray, it's also an emotional thing because you understand the duties, but not only just the duties, but what we owe you, the residents. We serve you. So let me begin by thanking my constituents, Ward 1. Not just the people that actually voted for me, although I did run unopposed, but I've always held near and dear to my heart that those people who did not vote for me, they're also my constituents. They are my bosses, and I will be listening to each and every one of them as I always do. And so thank you for giving me the privilege to sit up here. I want to also thank my family, Melissa and my boys, my parents. Everybody knows, especially everybody who sits up here in this circle, understands just how much of a sacrifice that serving our city actually does with the family. We miss some things, we miss intimate moments, we may miss a school play or something, but duty calls, and so we hear. And I thank you so very much for all the support and the love that you guys give me. I want to also thank my colleagues. Some of you I have served for a while, and I have grown with some friendships of some sort, and I really deeply value those, the lessons that we've learned over time. And then my colleagues who are new, Ms. Padova, Mr. Weaver, thank you so much for your call, and I am very excited to actually serve with you up here as an equal. There is a fundamental thing that I have talked about, and may have mentioned here and there, that once we go through a campaign, we have to go through a transition. We must do this transition. We have to leave our campaign identities behind, and we have to transition to the roles of service to everyone and become legislative if you're a member of council, or if you're the mayor, or if you're a city attorney. These things must happen in order for good governance to actually take place. And so I want to thank my colleagues for actually giving me the privilege to actually be your president. The one thing that I've committed to you individually, and that I've also said publicly, is that you will hear everything from me. You will understand and know there will be nothing that's left unsaid. Because you are my shared brethren in city service. I may disagree with you at certain times, but I can professionally say no, and then walk away and actually offer you a drink later. So I definitely appreciate, and Madam Mayor, I deeply, you have my word that we will be open and we will treat the governance as the governance is supposed to be. I know that you haven't had that previously in the past, but you will get that from me, and that is a solemn word. The only thing I want to say, finish that, is that council acts as one, and you can look at our charter, you can look at our code. Council, we deliberate, but we act. We are not an individual. We have 7 opinions, and we are certainly free to actually shout those to the world, but then when we go forth to the world, and if we say that we're a member of council, then we need to be mindful of the fact that we have 6 others that may not agree in full with what we're saying. And so, therefore, I just want to close and say, Mrs. Bowers, thank you. I am so pleased that you are going to be our vice president. You have always been a good team member, and I look forward to what we can actually do. Then, the only thing I really want to say is Happy New Year. You've heard from me enough, and so I want to be quiet. We are down to our last part of our agenda. We do not have an executive session, and so do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
We do have an executive session listed on the agenda for this evening.
I'm sorry.
Yes,
We do have an executive session, and I was not known, not told. Okay, so do I have a motion to go into executive session under authority of Section 5.40D of the Council Rules of Procedure to prepare for conducting or reviewing negotiations or bargaining sessions with public employees concerning their compensation or other terms and conditions of their employment?
So moved.
Second.
A first by Mr. Snetzer, a second by Ms. Angelou. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Schnetzer?
Yes.
Angelou?
Yes.
Bowers? Yes. McGregor?
Yes.
Padova?
Yes.
Renner?
Yes.
Weaver?
Yes.
All right, thank you. I'm not expecting any kind of legislative action after this. You may stay if you want, but thank you so very much for actually coming and attending.